I'm going to try to work on her here instead of my desk, or at least right now. I did a kit up video. I don't know if I'm going to show it or not, though, because it kind of turned into a mess. I put her back in these ones because they're what I had empty. Again, I'm not really a huge fan of this, but it's what I finished a painting out of, so it's what's been empty. And they already were in order. The alphabet and everything already went in order. These are those dry erase type labels you get for food containers. I decided to cut them up and place them on the container. They do have a finer tip marker, which if I like this, I'm going to buy the finer tip marker so I could write on them better. But then you can just take a wipe and wipe them off, and I don't have to ever change labels. I can just wipe this off and start again. So I'm trying that. Right now it is technically a few days early for me. But I told you I was thinking about getting her done a day early. Also, I don't know if she needs washi tape. I don't think she does. But I got her some nice rainbow washi tape. So we're going to do that with her. But I could actually put you upright for putting the washi on. That might work better. So let's move you guys, and then we'll move you back here for filming. Again, I'm going to be using my stand and the light board off my wish list that T got me. I'm going to have to adjust this angle for filming this. This arm doesn't work very well with this desk the way it is apparently, so I might need yet a different arm in order to film this, or figure out a different way to mount it to the desk. I have too big a lip on this desk that the arm won't attach to the desk correctly at the base like I would want it to be. So, alright, let's pause you guys. Alright, so welcome back to the kind of normal angle. So this is the angle I tend to use for unboxings. And it should work for washi tape. Now, I don't know if I'm turning this into a full whipping chat with you guys, or if I'm just kind of getting her set up, putting a few drills on with you guys. We'll see how much I feel like talking about, if anything, and we'll go from there. But very nice rainbow lady tape, and look at that, easy to tell where it starts because of the color difference. Cool. All right. Again, it's Temu tape, so the tape's probably not very strong. Who knows if it's going to stick on here of its own or not. But will that looks strong enough. Also, I just feel better putting the washi tape on going down, so we're going to turn the canvas sideways here like this so that I can do this. It feels very thin, and I'm not sure it's going to stick very well. So our bottom bit of washi is down. And hopefully it's not too overpowering for the canvas. Like, she looks like she's very rainbowed, so hopefully this isn't too much for her. The roll actually came with a decent amount on it. I think it was like $2 for this roll. Alright. So. Nope. Oh. Oh, come on. it's not sticking on there where I want it to stick on there. So maybe I'm not gonna go ahead and put the washi on camera with you guys because I want it to be right on the line and I'm having trouble getting it to work out that way. So this is just a more focused process than I was thinking. So I pulled the bottom piece of washi off and did it again. I'm hoping that doesn't cause issues. I don't think it's going to. It looks like I have more than enough here. And I also really hope that this washi doesn't end up overpowering the canvas. Because right now it definitely is. But we all know she's going to be brighter than what she looks like right now. So, alright. So I got the washi tape put around her. I will need to get the scalpel and cut my corners out like I do. But here's our rainbow lady. So again, like I said, I need to cut the corners, but I'm going to try to just leave it as is instead of going and grabbing my scalpels, just so I don't have to run all the way back to the living room. But yeah, so she's rainbowed, and I tried my best to keep it dead on the black line all the way around so the white of the canvas doesn't show through. You can see a little bit of white right there. Tried replacing it, but I really tried. So now I'm going to move you to the other angle, or try to find the other angle, so we can work on her a little bit. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to do a little bit of this. I put the extra tape on here because I just did. I don't know if I'm going to switch this to cover sheets or just what, but for now, let's just cut that there. And something like that, why not? I brought back all of my crazy tools. I wish the keyboard tray on this desk wasn't broken. I should fix that because that would be a nice place to sit all of this stuff. Oh well. Alright. Sorry if you hear the dogs. It's storming out. It sounds like somebody's knocking, and, well, they think somebody's knocking, I guess. So I'm going to go with these O's with a line through it first. Because that's about where I cut my border. So here we go. Alright, sorry if the angle keeps changing. I picked a little bit of a bad time to be doing this. Alright, you guys. Sorry, a lot of interruptions in that. Would you guys like to be zoomed in even more? Here. So, I am working on these little dots right now. And again, like I said, I used dry erase marker. You can't see it very well with the lighting that way, but I use that dry erase label maker stuff. I forgot my tweezers again. Oh. I'm gonna try a different pair I have. I got these They're not as good, but since I forgot my other ones, I'm just gonna go with it. I know a few of you guys have started this, and like I said, I don't know how much of this part I'm going to be doing on camera right now with you guys. I am not doing the whole painting with you guys because the ability to work on the painting and the ability to film don't always go hand in hand, and then it just makes me not work on the painting at all. So you're not going to see the full progress of the painting. It's just not going to work out that way, but yeah, I thought so. I would like to work on it a few times with you guys anyway, and I would like to remember to post pictures. So, there we go. I think that was, oh no, I didn't cut this deep enough. So this is a weird playlist. I decided to try to go with Spotify for a playlist and also still stick with royalty free, and they don't have like the Celtic stuff listed on Spotify under royalty free music, so I went with what I could go with, and I don't know what I think of this playlist. There's a lot of other playlists, but the other one I tried was, I don't want to say worse, but worse for what I'm doing. Because the other one was, like metal with lyrics and everything else. And I'm not against metal, so I don't want to call it like worse, but if I'm talking and then there's lyrics in the background and like loud, yeah, that doesn't sound that great. I'm not really against like any type of music, to be honest with you. There's types I listen to a lot less than others, but I'm not really against any specific type of music. I'm curious. I'm really hoping that the drills on this one work out nicely. Right now I'm thinking they're actually probably going to gap a little bit more than I'd like them to, but sadly they'll work better than them popping off the canvas, right? And I still need to like go to the dollar store or something and get some grips for this feet so it doesn't keep sliding back on me like that. On my computer desk where I normally work with my containers of stuff behind it, it cannot slide because it's physically bumped up against something. So I don't know if that's why it doesn't slide on that desk, or if that desk just isn't as slippery as this desk. Actually, that desk definitely isn't as slippery as this desk. Hang on one second. I have one of these on that desk, and I wonder if that will help with this desk. It seems like it's just gonna slide on the desk, honestly. We'll see if that works. Oh, that works a lot better. That works a lot better, guys. Okay, I think I got the sliding issue figured out. Like I said, dog's howling because the weather sounds like somebody knocking. But can you see that spacing in there? I'm guessing that's gonna mean that these aren't gonna be as tight, which will make them less likely to pop, but also not really put them together really nice and neat. So we'll see how this goes. So I don't know if I'm just gonna like do this one color with you guys and then call that good for working on this with you, because I also need to make some food. It's kind of time to eat. So I might just do one color with you guys right now, get this video uploaded to just say hey to everybody that's working on this with us. Again, not a huge group of you guys, like, not a small group either, I don't think. You know, there's like, what, the 3 of us that are posting, 2 of which are my friends, of course. Tita and Bling are both posting. Again, their full channel names will be linked below. Then on my forums, which will also be linked below, I have 3 other people that said they were going to post photos there for you guys. And Bling posted a photo there as well, so I don't know if she's going to update her progress there too or not, but she did post a photo on there. And then I think there was one person that said they might be emailing me progress photos. So we have at least 6 of us, 7 of us working on her, or a version of her. And that's not including my mom, which my mom is going to be working on the Flower Lady first. And then she will be working on a Rainbow Lady that looks like this, but also a 30 by 40 version of it. She couldn't find her drills for hers, so she reordered it, and it's not going to be here till the end of the month. Hence, the Flower Lady first. But there's one of you that's doing kind of like a pinky colored Flower Lady, I'd call it. They look, in a way, similar. Yeah, these squares are definitely going to have a little more play to them than I think they should. But again, then I don't have to worry about popping drills. And this playlist really just is not my thing. This playlist is totally not my thing. Okay, how about a chill soul and jazz playlist? Like, even if that's not your thing, it's decent background audio, right? Not like crazy distracting, just something to not be silent. Yeah, not too many of this color to work on either, so this will be definitely a shorter little chat video with you. But again, I was mainly wanting to get the drills labeled correctly because I had an issue with labeling the drills. Because the paper, I went off the paper, and the paper was one of those ones printed that kind of went out of, slowly got out of sync with each other. And I didn't have one of the pictures on the paper, and I just kind of accidentally skipped one and then started listing them, so I had all of them listed wrong after like the halfway point. And then I had to fix that. And again, I don't know if that video, if I'm going to edit that video and release that video, or just release this video for you guys. So far I can say the stick seems nice though. I'm enjoying the stick. And as I say, that one doesn't want to stick. Oh, come on, guys. I'm almost tempted to start ordering double-sided adhesives from a company that I think makes pretty decent double-sided adhesives, just because I'm so sick of the stick I've been dealing with some of my canvases. I started working on that cheetah. I couldn't help myself. I wanted to start working on the cheetah. Of course, now I'm probably not going to work on it because I'm doing this. Unless I don't feel like doing a square, then maybe I will work on it or something. But the stick wasn't great on it either. The stick has not really been great on like any of my paintings to me. Some of them have been okay. All of them I think could have been better, but some have been okay. Other ones have just been horrible. Like with the cheat I'm doing right now. Half of the drills stick, the other half of the drills stay on my tool. Like it's about like that, I'd say. So not the greatest stick, right? Is that one drill a different color? Hang on. This drill here is just looking off. Oh, I didn't bring my crap drill container back here. How many more drills do we have to do? Oh, wow. This is gonna go too quickly, I think. I think that we have to go a little bit longer than what I'm gonna go with just this one color. Yeah, there we go. That looks like the right color. That other one just looked too dark. We need 4 more. There we go. I don't know if it was actually too dark or if it was just some type of an illusion or what, but maybe it was the wrong color that got mixed in. I do have a little bit of an overhead light on right now. I have one of the 3 lights I use when I film unboxings. And then I have the light pad on. So, there we go. That's all that color. I think I'm going to go ahead and go into this circle triangle color. And get those done maybe. Yeah, that should be safe. And if you're curious what I'm doing, I'm trying to feel where I cut the plastic to make sure I can get into these without touching too much. All right. So circular triangle looking thing, which my symbol is crap, and again this lighting you can't see it, but there it is. Okay, come on. There we go. And these tweezers are definitely not nice death tweezers. They are slightly pointy, like they don't hurt as much as death tweezers. I have to put a lot more force to them, but they are still sharp. They are still decently rigid, but not as rigid as death tweezers. I really want to get another pair of those. I've never had like the Diamond Art Club ones. The death tweezers I've had have been like a Hooligan or Home Fun or something along that lines. When I was buying paintings off of AliExpress a few years back, when those were like the 2 main places to buy diamond paintings from that people showed on YouTube. So they're still, I think they're probably like the same thing. They're still extremely sharp. They have a nice rigidity to them. They don't flex very easily. And they definitely hurt when you stab yourself with them. Just touching the point, they feel sharp enough that they kind of hurt. You guys didn't see that drill just pop away, did you? But I saw somebody unbox a Home Fun recently, and it made me tempted to buy another Home Fun again. Because the only square I've done so far that I've liked, and I did 2 of them, and I liked both canvases. They were just little 20 by 25s, though. Was a Home Fun canvas. And I really want a good square, and I just haven't had a good square. So I've been tempted to get another Home Fun, just because their square was good. Again, I've shown the canvas multiple times. There were some channels in the tape that just did not want to come out no matter how many times I cut it or pushed it flat, but the drills never popped off the canvas. They're still perfectly stuck to the tape. They just kind of raised a little bit higher than their neighbors because the tape kept puffing back out. So they still stuck together nice and pretty and just like snapped into place and look almost like a solid painting without gaps through it. And I really did enjoy doing those. And back then when I was doing that, I diamond painted a lot quicker, and I basically did a 20 by 25, a 20 by 30 in one sitting. I don't diamond paint that quickly anymore. I don't know what factors there are to that, but I still enjoy diamond painting. It's not that I don't enjoy it anymore. I just used to be a lot quicker at working on them. I used to work on them more often as well, and part of that is logging them and filming videos and editing videos versus just working on them. I do know that that's part of why I don't work on them as often. Also, the crazy dogs versus not crazy hyper dogs. That type thing changed, and like I said, there's factors as into why I used to do this a lot quicker than I do now, and a lot more than I do now. But none of it is my like or dislike for working on it. Alright. That top area done, working on this little patch here. Definitely different holding the tweezers this way. That is not how I'm used to holding tweezers. Death tweezers, I hold a little bit more like a pencil, resting them on my other finger. But these being curved like this, I am going at this completely different. Also, I normally go at it straight like that, but that just, I can't seem to figure out how I want to hold these like that to go straight, so. With these ones, it feels like this is the correct way to hold them for me. Again, I don't know if there's really like a correct way to do so. There's a correct way to do so for the person. It's what they feel like doing, and to me, I apparently hold these tweezers completely different than I hold the straight ones. So also, I have to say, it's funny when you say the word death tweezer around somebody that doesn't diamond paint. Had that happen recently and kind of got a double take, like, wait, did I just hear that right? Yeah, you heard that right. That's what we call them. So that was kind of entertaining. It's like, well, I guess I know why they're called death tweezers, but it's like, yep, very pointy stab. I don't remember where I first heard them labeled as death tweezers, but I loved that label for them. And since then, I've heard them called that at a lot of other places, and that's what I've called them. You got your crappy, bendable, silver ones, and you got your nice death tweezers. So, I wonder what I'm gonna do for food. Kind of want to cook a fish I have, but the fish has to cook from refrigerated, and it's frozen right now. I hate when food comes frozen but needs to be cooked from refrigerated, because I like cooking from frozen so I don't have to like know a few days in advance I want it, because when I want something, I kind of want something. I don't be like, oh, I want this tomorrow. That just doesn't work for me. That's not how I work. So it's like, I want that fish now, but if I had thawed it when I got it, I might not have wanted to use it, and then I would had to have used it because it was thawed. But I got this nice like applewood orange, and there's like one other ingredient, piece of fish that comes on like a hardwood plank that you throw in the oven or on the barbecue. And I've had it once before and it was good, but that time I also cooked it from frozen because I didn't read the instructions correctly either. So I just cooked it from frozen. It's like, well, crap, now I already started cooking it, but it's not done because it was frozen. So how much longer do I leave it on? Do I change the temperature of the oven? Like, what do I do now? So I just kind of winged it. It still turned out decent and tasted pretty good, but I think it might be better if I hadn't just had to wing the temperature like that. Actually, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I have a thing of raw meat in the fridge that I need to use. What is it, like a beef sirloin steak thingy or something? I don't know. They're not very thick cuts of meat or anything, but they're in there and they need to be used. Don't know what sides I have to go with them. But since they need to be used, I might just do that. And I don't remember what it was. Not great on names of cuts of meat. I kind of just look at it and be like, oh, that piece looks tasty and that price is okay or not, and that's all I really care about. So your guess is probably as good as mine if I said that name right or not. We'll say it's not like a crazy expensive cut of meat, so if the name I just said is an expensive meat, then it's probably a wrong name, because it's, you know, like an $11 3 pieces of meat type thing or something. We have a shop, like an actual meat, not a butcher shop. It's not quite a butcher shop. It is more like a grocery store, but it's a grocery store with a walk-in fridge full of fresh meat. So it's kind of like a combination grocery shop butcher, but definitely not like going up to the butcher's place and getting meat. So it has better prices than going to the grocery store for the meat, and fresher meat as well. I don't know how it compares to actually just going to a butcher shop. I haven't went to one around here to compare the prices, mainly because I don't think the butcher shops around here take EBT, so I'm like, I kind of need to stick to something where I can actually get food. And I don't really have cash on hand to get food. So I don't know the last time I went into a actual butcher shop and got stuff there. I've been meaning to go into one and check it out again. There's one that's not too far away, but just not high enough on the priorities apparently, because it just hasn't happened. It's like every time I drive by there with mom or something, it's like, we should stop in and check the place out, and that's about where it ends. And again, drive by there with mom. I don't know how many of you guys know this. I don't know if I've said this before or not in a video, but I don't drive, so she's the one doing the driving. I have never once drove a car in my life. I have no ideas on the working of driving a car. So I'm guessing not a lot of people can say that, but I like cars. I like old cars. Old cars are pretty. I like motorcycles, but I have never been behind the wheel of one of them, other than leaning in a car or something to grab something out for somebody. I normally don't even adjust the heat or turn it on or off or any of that stuff. Like, would it maybe sometimes be nice if I knew how to drive a car and I could just do so myself? Maybe, but at the same time I have horrible anxiety over cars, so I would probably get into an accident or cause somebody to get into an accident by like closing my eyes because something creeped me out that really was normal. I don't know, maybe again that would be different if I was driving rather than just being a passenger, but I freak over little things, so don't think it's a great idea. However, and this I know is like the oddest thing ever. I know statistics, and I know also, however, that statistics can't quite be trusted how people would want you to trust them. And to go back to make a little bit more clarity in what I'm trying to talk about there. I actually feel safer and more comfortable on a motorcycle than in a car. In a car, the other cars are just too close to me. I'm closed in. Whereas on a motorcycle, like, I don't have the walls around me. I don't have the other cars as close to me on all sides. And again, I know statistically, a lot of people die motorcycles than cars because you just get flung. You don't have a safety net. The car's meant to take a hit and try to keep the owner alive. On the motorcycle, you don't have that. But I also know statistics on that don't work very well because it includes all types of motorcycle accidents, which doesn't just mean cars not seeing people and hitting people, or motorcyclists having like a skid out or anything like that. They also include the people on the crotch rockets being idiots going too fast, or people splitting lanes. That, it includes all of that. So that makes the statistic way worse than a safe driver in a car versus a safe driver on a motorcycle, if you were to compare those two and, avoid the idiots, because there's not as many idiots in a sports car as there is idiots on a motorcycle, because you can get a crotch rocket way more affordably than you can get a sports car that you're going to be as big an idiot in, right? So I do think that those are skewed, but yeah, I do know there's not a safety net with one, but I feel so much safer on one and so much more comfortable on one. And yes, this is saying this after we have got into an accident on one before. I didn't get any injuries, really. I got a little scrape on my foot. I have no idea how it happened. We were on the freeway and some idiot or something just randomly stopped, and like all the cars were swerving and trying to avoid each other. And the motorcycle's an older one without anti-lock brakes, so we kind of had to go into a car because there was already people swerved onto the curb or the shoulder of the road and everything else. So our option was to go into the back of a car. So that's what we did. And I really don't know how I managed it, what I did, but I basically somehow jumped off the bike and just kind of landed next to the bike and watched the bike and the driver fall over and stuff, and I had a little scrape on my foot. That was all I really got. Driver, on the other hand, had a concussion, cracked ribs or something, like a little bit worse for wear, for sure. So I don't know if that was just like my ability to jump away from it, or just luck, or whatever you want to call it. But even with that having happened, I still would rather be on a motorcycle than in a car. You also have the fact that I am kind of one of those ones that believes if something's going to kill you, it's going to kill you. Like, I don't know if life is predetermined for people, or, like any of this, however you want to go about your thoughts on stuff like that. But you can, I missed two. You can die by drinking water the wrong way and choking on it. Like, you could die by a freak accident, something falling on you, or, you could get sick and die, or like there's just so many ways. Like leaving your house, just going out to grab a thing of groceries could end up killing you because an idiot in a car drives by, or like anything else. So do people die because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, or were they always going to die at that time? Therefore, you know, would it have mattered if you were in a car or a motorcycle, or if you hadn't left the house, or you did? Like, would death just get you in another way? Or would death just get you slightly later? Would you be able to prevent it a little bit? Like, okay, this one has words. I don't want words. So, I don't know. For the most part, my thoughts and stuff like that is I can kind of see how maybe this is a possibility, or maybe that's a possibility, or the thought of it being either way is kind of interesting. But again, if anybody's seen the Final Destination movies, and like the whole death's coming for you, and you can try to avoid it by trying to avoid any danger, but death is kind of gonna get you because it's your turn to be got. You know, like, do you think that's how it is, or do you think there's honestly a wrong place at a wrong time? So, I don't know why I went into that topic, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. I do know how I got into that topic. From being hungry, which led into another talking about acquiring of food and driving past food to... Yeah, never mind. I know how I got there. And I saw another one of these other ones that I missed. Grr. I hate missing drills and going back. I don't know why, but I hate that part of diamond painting. And again, I don't really care for this music as much. I want to try to find something. What do you guys think? Do you like background noise, or would you rather no background noise and you can just play your own music behind the video? Because some people have said something about one of the videos I had, like it would have been great to have some background noise. It's like, yeah, I couldn't use the background I wanted to in that one, but at the same time, if I don't put any background, you can literally use any music you want to as your background. If you want to listen to rock while you're watching diamond painting because you want some background, if you want to listen to something that has no lyrics, if you want to listen to some country or some, like, there's endless possibilities, right? I'm not going to sit here and list off a shitload of different types of music, but if I put no background audio, you guys can play whatever background audio you want if you want background audio. So is that better? Or is it better to put background audio in the video so you don't have to try to find some background audio if you want it? Because I was thinking about that too. It's like, I personally like not having background audio because I will watch a video sped up, and when you have music also sped up, it just doesn't sound right. But I don't like watching shows at normal speed. Not me. I get too distracted too easily, and normal human speech is actually faster than what people tend to use in videos or anything like that. So I kind of like speeding it up so I can follow along, but also not have time to get distracted. And I actually almost accidentally uploaded another video at, I think it was 1.75 that I was editing the video at. I had accidentally almost uploaded it at that speed again. I've done it once before. And it's like, oh, crap. I didn't fix the speed, did I? And no, I didn't fix the speed. I had actually uploaded it to YouTube, planned it to be released, and It's like, oops. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to delete that and upload it again. And the dog really is going a little crazy. So, I think I'm not gonna finish this checkerboard pattern with you on this one. I think I'm gonna have to go deal with dogs. I figured it was just because of the storm, but maybe it's something else. I know I had let them out, fed and watered them before I came back here to do this, but who knows? Maybe it's time for them to go back out again, or maybe it is just the storm. I know earlier when they started barking originally, I heard a neighbor's dog barking, and I know that the storm, the trees or whatever knocking into the house sounded like somebody knocking on the house, so much so that I honestly thought that somebody was knocking. So they were barking at that earlier, and you know, can't blame them for that. I literally went to the door like, is there somebody here? Because it sounded so much like it was actually somebody knocking. But now I don't hear anything else that would be making them bark. Like, there's still wind and everything else going on outside. But I feel like this time they want something else. I need to get one of those mats that you put on carpet so you can put your chair on it to actually still use the wheels on your chair, even in a room with carpet. Because my bedroom has carpet, and I just try to move the computer chair closer to the desk, and it's just kind of sunk in place. And I know they make like mats that you can get to put over your carpet. I need to look into one of those. Do any of you guys give a shit about that? Probably not. But my brain just thought about it. And will my brain remember that I thought about it? Probably not till the next time I think about it. Of course, right? Yeah. That's like the last thing you find is always what you were looking for. What I mean is I probably will forget to look into it until I try to scoop this chair back into the desk at some other point and be like, oh, crap, right, I was gonna do that. That's just how my brain works about it. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and then if I don't, I'm either constantly wanting to, or I just completely forget about it. There's like those two options. It's not like a mental note and I'll touch on it later. Like, my brain doesn't like doing that. It's either like, I want, or it's like, oh, hey, I remember wanting that how long ago? So, kind of more of an on and off switch. I'm pretty much completely in frame with you guys, right? I just thought about that. It's like, wait a minute, I'm zoomed in really close for you guys, so I don't know. And then I also know some people like the sound of the drills going on the canvas, so background music definitely would kill that out. But me talking would kill that out too. And there's channels that do ASMR with diamond paintings. Like, I don't get the whole ASMR thing, honestly. To me, that doesn't really make sense. I don't understand why people like it. I personally hate whispering. I hate whispering. It's just like, say what you want to say. Don't make all those like mouthy noises and like quiet where it's like, did I hear it right or not? Like, I don't like whispering. I'm trying to get this done so I can go deal with doggy. Because I don't want to have to like stop, go deal with doggy, and then come back and do more before I work on the food. So I'm at least trying to get this little bit that's in the drill container done. I can then just leave it sitting and not have to worry about it. But if I sit this drill container down, it's possible that it could get knocked over, and I don't want that. So I'm trying to get everything out of the drill container. dogs definitely seem like they want something. My stomach definitely says food time as well. It doesn't help when I don't place the drills down and I just squeeze too hard. And how many of you guys would do something like this? Because I don't think very many people tweezer place their drills, do they? I know some do. I am not saying that others don't. I know some do. But how many people like pretty much tweezer place the whole entire checkerboard on their canvas? Okay, this might have lyrics too. So on to the next. I decided to do this instead of the YouTube one because the YouTube one, it kept asking you, are you still watching or something like that, and it stopped the music and you'd have to reach over and say continue. So I figured Spotify, where I don't have to tell it to keep continuing the music, but then I didn't like what I found. But I just decided, screw it, at least it's constant. I don't know why YouTube keeps asking, are you watching? Are you still watching? It's like, if I wasn't, would it really matter? Even the TVs do that anymore now, though, too. You're watching a TV show and you have it running on a series or something for a good few episodes, and next thing you know, it's like, are you still watching? It's like, get off my screen and let me continue. At least with, like, Netflix or something, you have the ability to tell it to not ask again, or you could tell it, no, you're not watching. If you're not watching anymore, why would you say no, you're not watching? Wouldn't you not be watching anymore because you walked away from the TV because you got distracted by something, so you don't even notice that's not playing anymore, or because you fell asleep or something? It's like, why is there the option of no, I'm not watching anymore? How often does people actually click no, I'm not watching anymore? Unless, only way I can see that making sense is if you use the are you still watching thing as a timer to tell you to stop watching TV and get up. Therefore, it asks, are you still watching? You're like, oh, I guess that's my cue to leave. So you say, no, you're not still watching, because that is your self-imposed timer to, when that pops up, I'm going to get up and do something else. Like, that's the only way I can see why having a no, I'm not watching option on are you still watching makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know, it's just something that bugs me. I'm one of those people that when I get a computer, the first thing I do is tell my computer that it's not allowed to turn the screen off for a few hours, and it's not allowed to go to sleep for a few hours more than that. So that way, if I'm watching a movie or anything like that, my screen's not going to turn off on me. And yet, if I do go shopping or something and forget to turn it off, it will eventually turn itself off or put itself to sleep. I just don't like when you are diamond painting, even, for instance, and you look over and, oh, hey, your computer decided you weren't using it long enough, so it put itself to sleep. It's like, well, now I gotta wake it up. Or maybe I'm not using it, I can just leave it asleep, but like, I use the light that my computer screen makes to see my drills in my tray, because I keep my room really dark. So when my computer turns off, it's like, I was using that light. And yes, I could put a different light, but I also tend to be listening to or watching something or looking at something on my computer. But again, I get easily distracted, so. And I know I said I want to finish what was in the tray, and I keep putting a few more in the tray to finish my checkerboard at this point. I just like, I want to finish. Oh, those are covered. I'm going to uncover this because in this half of the painting, I don't see anywhere else I'm doing and symbols. So these and symbols need to get uncovered. need to uncover these and symbols. If there was going to be more within this area, I would leave it, but since there's not, fuck me. Since there's not, I want to get it covered. And yes, I will chase drills across the whole canvas, but I try to be better about it, not chase them across the whole entire canvas. I try to limit it, so like what's on my light board right now, I don't see any more ands at all, not even one and anywhere on this light board. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. If there was another patch of like 3 in her face or something, I would just be like, well crap, I'll leave it and go back to it, but nope. And yes, my square I tend to work on tends to be basically my light pad worth. And I don't finish it all at once, but that's the size I tend to like having open is my light pad worth. And I don't know if you notice my edges. Well, you can't notice at this angle. I push my edges as close as I can on the light pad so it hangs over the light pad a little bit so that the edge of where the light is lines up with the edge of my canvas. Because technically this top row right here would actually be down about here if I line the edge of the canvas up with the edge of the light board. So this is about where I'm gonna leave it for now with those in there. And I did probably go off on you guys a little bit over here where you didn't get to see this, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully any of you working on a rainbow lady enjoys working on a rainbow lady with us. I got a lot of videos I recorded for you guys that I have to put up and edit, and some of them I talked about this canvas, but you're probably not going to see them until after you've already seen this, so just letting you know you're going to hear some stuff about her and be like, that already has happened. Yeah, because that video was recorded before that happened, so I didn't roll her up like I normally do. I probably will still roll her up when I work on her on my desk, but in here it didn't really matter. There we go. And I'm going to turn this off. So hopefully you guys have a nice day, night, or morning. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you're having fun working on a canvas, and I will definitely have more for you. I already have a bunch more for you. Talking about which this is 49 minutes plus I stopped and started a few times. However, I was going to turn my timer on and I didn't turn my timer on, so I might try to catch my timer up just to see how long I take to do the painting. I don't know, maybe that's too much of a hassle and I'm not going to time it. We'll see. But again, hopefully you guys have a nice day, night, or morning and have some time to relax and do something you enjoy.